Hello, 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 and welcome to the Spiritual Ranch. We're on the other side of the mountain. I showed you all the mountain, that little short. Very beautiful. Still very beautiful today. But welcome to our channel. Welcome to our new world deodorant. I don't know what to say. The introductions are goofy, so it might as well be goofy, right? We'll run off the ones that lack authenticity. That's one thing for sure, Like we talked about being a skunk, So we gotta have our gotta stay goofy, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, probably hear that thump over there. Come on, little guy. Go ahead, come up here, man. Come up here for a second. Look, I can all the way up. Let's give a little guy. Start the show, give him a treat. So thank you, little guy. Okay, that's it. Only one treat. Little guy, down. Stay. And so, anyways, we're just gonna pull some quick cards here. We're gonna get some energy. I'm not gonna yak too much, I get into my yakking, but I'm starting to develop a format, and so I could do the yakking kind of I do the premier reads, and so I could do a little longer read there, yak. But then, of course, everybody likes to also just kind of get some advice from the cards as well, from spirits, So we'll do both, right? And so that's cool. Thank you for joining me. I'm she who whispers loudly with a sharpened tongue. I'm an oracle of God. I live out in the mountains of Northern California, and I'm in it to win it thick, And so are all of you who I know I'm talking to that understand what these messages mean, So we're chosen seed. And it's time to plant a garden where we're going to grow. You know what I'm saying here, guys? And so we got to watch it, Because, there's demon seed, too. You got to watch it. You don't want to plant too many demon seeds in your damn garden, because then the garden gets just like it is right now. Right? And so, anyhow, we want to thank Spirit. We want to thank Father God and Mother God, and everything that they do in our lives. We want to thank them for our daily bread and for the way that they do take care of us, and that they are honestly, truthfully teaching us chosen how to really be that I am. It's like how to be what we are. And so beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful time. We're shedding a lot of the ugliness. It's like we've really taken off an old coat of paint that had lost its shine, and it's made our vessel kind of look like a haunted house, right? Because of all that flaky paint and all that shit that's on us, But they've really gone through now, and they've removed all of that off of us, And so it's like, we're in a period of rawness. We're like that raw wood right now, after all that old paint has been stripped off of it, and a lot of that lead paint, all that shit they say is poisonous, right? So we got all that shit now stripped off of us, and so we're standing in our true light and what we truly are naturally, without the fig leaf. And that's something that Father is very proud of us for being able to accomplish, because it's so hard in this world to navigate without a fig leaf, And so what God is giving us praise right now, because we're gonna get that new coat of paint, and we're gonna be their brand new temple, And so it's like our vessels are getting the upgrade right now, definitely, in ways where your spiritual power and your spiritual strength and your spiritual essence is gonna be that new coat of paint, and that's because like God has removed now all them layers that this world has like kind of painted on you, to block that true essence that is inside of yourself, And so like when the whole world stripped you of that shit because you didn't trust it, and so you said, hey God, like I feel smothered underneath all these layers that everybody's got painted on me. I need your help, please, God said, okay. And they sent in a crew, and that crew, they fucking got you all cleaned up and everything. So now you're cleaned up, and you're ready to go. You're ready to get that new coat of paint that's gonna make you shine, baby. Right? It's like I said, it's like the energies, we're gonna get lighter, and they have been lighter. It's like we've been dropping a lot of burden right now. We have, like I said, we're shedding those old coats of paint that we may have thought were like made us look real good at one time or another, because they were a representation of what we thought we had to be to fit into this world that's around us, and we kept finding that the only way that people fit into this world around us is they continue to fucking just put another coat when they have to, and that just buries their true essence deeper, deeper, deeper behind those layers, and that's what's impossible right now to really penetrate through a lot of those layers, it seems, but for us, it wasn't impossible. That's why we're chosen, because God was able to chip, 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 and then they got in there far enough that we're like, hey man, we want this shit off of us, it's like a whale covered in barnacles. You remove just a couple of them, they're like, hey, fucking keep going. And that's how we were, Good work, chosen one. That's not easy. It's not easy to be raw and to be completely exposed, and to really be willing to stand, as a house that you occupy completely on your own as well. And you're familiar with every room. This process didn't only just happen on the outside. So you're not a false witness, You're not, look like, you're not a copycat, you're not an imitation, you are the real fucking deal, because as God put that crew to work on the outside of you, removing the blockages and everything that has been giving you grief, that come out in many ways, jobs that we hate, relationships that don't serve us, addictions that don't serve us, self-thoughts, comparing ourselves to anything that on the outside of us that has us comparing ourselves to, that God has removed. That's that pain, and so, but at that same time that was happening, we realized that was going on. We didn't try to hide in our house and hear all that scraping and that thumping on the walls and all that shit and be afraid of what was going on. We were willing to kind of look out one window, go in one room maybe that we haven't been in a while, and we look out that window, we seen what they're doing on the outside of that fucking thing. We're like, well, damn, And we looked around that room that we had in our house that we hadn't occupied in a while, and we're like, it's kind of shabby in here too, Like, what's up with this shit? Who painted these walls? You're like, damn, I didn't even paint these walls. Like, I didn't even choose these colors. Like, what the fuck, is this going on in my house? And as God cleaned up the outside of that house, you started cleaning the inside of that house. And so now your entire house has had a fucking makeover. Because you did the work inside as they did the work outside, removing those things that kept you caged in that house that didn't represent you at all, Damn, man. I'm a spirit, dude. I mean, seriously, man. Like, damn, you guys. Like, this is getting heavy, Like, damn, man. To be a prophet of God is a hard path. It is. It really is. No, hey, you know your space. You. Down. In your spot. He likes the energy, I guess. It's attached to a hot dog. He's still karmic as F. No, actually, I shouldn't say that about little guy. He's not. He's a saint. Little guy's a freaking saint. And so, you guys, that was a powerful message already. Fuck, damn. Yeah. And it's like we have that 6 wands there on the bottom of the deck. That powerful message already, man. And so here we are, It's like, and here we are. And so it's like, now we've gone through every one of them rooms and removed the clutter even of the, like, what was left behind there, And so it's like there's other energy attached to the belongings in them rooms that we hadn't gone into in a while, And so we've removed all of that from our house as God and their crew were doing the work on the outside, right? And so that's what we did is so we're sitting in a house right now, in our house, and it's raw, it's like, it's raw. It's the way a house feels and the way a house smells and like all of that before anything gets moved in it, It's like exciting, but it's daunting at the same time because you have to then make it a home, and especially if it's like first time that you ever done it, completely on your own. And so you're not letting you're not relying on any other energies to occupy the rooms that are in your house. And so you're trying to figure out right now, well what am I going to put in those rooms then, because God's had us do that work, right? Really big time. There's a sun card right here on the bottom of the deck. It's fucking hangman. Big time, Big time, And that's what we've done though. It's like in that process of clearing out all of the clutter, we've removed anything that could be hiding in the shadows, And so it's like that's a process in a long time because, shadows are kind of like keeping pets too, And it's like sometimes, it's like even if you got a pet that don't behave well, it's like you don't know how to get rid of it, It's like one of those, like not everybody's like executioner like that, That's brutal. That's kind of hard. I've never been partial to that, like it's difficult, unless like, it's difficult. And so that's how we've been kind of with a lot of the shadows that we got hiding in them rooms a little bit. We treat them like that, like a misbehaving pet, because we kind of think, maybe eventually whatever we could let them out and they're going to know how to behave. But now we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to deal with that kind of energy inside of our home. And so now it's a matter of not feeling empty inside your house, because all of that kind of insanity is gone. It's time to kind of start allowing God to really assist you in the manifestations that you can now manifest in this sun energy, because we have been getting a lot of this sun energy. And so that's really springing into a brand new beginning, raw. That child's raw, and like that child, I don't even know if I'm supposed to put clothes on the child here. We probably supposed to, man. This world's weird with YouTube. It's weird, but this is us, and that energy of really now freeing ourselves from it's like we cleaned the last room. It's like we done everything, and we kind of been through the basement, but then we kind of had some stuff up in the attic still that were like our loftier aspirations, or things that we were really like, man, it's like those secrets, those if I don't have these things, my pyramid can't stand kind of shit, And so we've cleaned everything diligently. We've even gone to the basement. We got that all cleaned. We got the bathroom all fucking cleaned, and got all the old paint scraped off of the walls, everything. And so it's all ready for God to come in and paint that fucker in the color that is your name, And so it's like the last things that we're doing right now are those things up in the attic, that we kind of hoped. It's like the ghosts were in the basement, but then things that had us stuck in that hungry ghost energy were in the attic, because we still really wanted those things, but we always have had a difficult time getting those things because of a lot of energies attached to them, heavy energies, or what I'm saying, high value energies to us, that were held in a higher place, put on a pedestal where they didn't belong, but that we thought would crush us, that would destroy our pyramid. We thought the pyramid stood because of what was on top, in the attic. And that's what caused everything below it to lose value. And so we've had to rebuild our foundation now, and we are in this sun card. We're being seen, we're being illuminated, because we've really made those hard choices with all that swords energy, with the queens of swords and the king of swords, and all them swords energies that have been coming out here the last couple days, And so sun card, good. Thank you, God. That's what we say. Thank you, God. And that's a thank you, God, really, for this hangman energy, because it's like that sun card after that is what we get after that hangman energy. And so it's like, yeah, we had to do a lot of time in our own house, which was for us, it's not a scary place. It's been a place of rejection. It's like the closed doors in our house. It's like people that or it's like energies, because it's not just people, it's energies, it's projects, it's like everything, right? It's all the shit that we carry right now. It's like all the rooms that are in our house, that they've been full because we know they've been full. We've allowed them to be filled up, But then the energy that we were working with at that time left, and untimely in a timely manner that we're like, whoa, hey, like we just got moved in kind of thing. It's like you just moved into my house, and like now you're gone, and like I'm really serious. So instead of us removing that clutter from our house, we just closed the door, kind of thinking, well, no, that energy will be back, and like we could pick up where we left off, kind of vibe, But that now is what has changed for us, because we're like, well, fuck, man, like it's my house now. It's my house, and I can't live in a house that I have doors that I can't open, because I'm afraid to just feel that sorrow and that grief of that loss, again. But I don't want to let go of that painful memory, because I have a lot of love attached to it still. And so now we're like, fuck it, we've been able to kick the door open on that, and illuminate those rooms up, and open up them aspects of ourselves again, so that we can operate in those rooms, because we have to be able to, And so it's like with me, I mean, those rooms are mini rooms. It's a room of self-worth. It's a room of being a father. It's the room of being a mother. I mean, it's the room of being a divine one. It's the room of being a child. It's the room of being a lover. It's the room of my divine counterpart, of a lover. I mean, there's all these rooms, but they're all in my house. You know, there are aspects of myself that I've shared with others, but they're my rooms now. You know, so what am I gonna fucking do with them? And that's the thing, because it's like they've all been occupied by energies that God decided didn't serve me, but I was being too stubborn to just let it go, you know? And so, Hangman. But Hangman, followed by the Sun card, okay, guys? And so we've really stepped into a very powerful energy right now, you know? And so it's like, yeah, man, you're the king of your own house. Yeah, man. See, and so, like, our reward, with this energy right here is that we have to stop resisting our work, the work that we need to do. And it's like we've chosen to, you know, and so we're no longer at odds with ourselves, you know. It's like we see it, and we're really seeing it, we're really feeling it, because it's also manifesting into our physical reality, you know. And so it's like our house within is representing our house without, because we've done the same work, the equal work too. We didn't resist the work or stand up against God as there. We didn't run out there and say, hey, what the fuck you doing in my house out here? I like that fucking paint on my walls. What the hell are you doing out here scraping on it, motherfucking, you know? Like, no, we peeked out, and it's that willingness, you know, to allow God to come in and work on us right here. And then we seen what God was doing. We're kind of like, okay, man, wait a minute. Like, I just need to follow. I need to be led. I need to be guided. And I need to show you that, like, through my action, I see what it is that you're showing me. And because if I do the same thing to on the inside, that is like the only thing that I have any control over, you know, because God has all ultimate control over the world that's outside of us, you know. And so they can remove that fucking paint that's been the world's been putting on us, you know. But we have to remove the shit from our rooms within our house, you know. And so God triggered us. They activated us when they started to scrape on that skin a little bit. When they first time they fucking scraped the wall. Yeah, it hurt. You know, we're like, what the fuck? You know, they made it raw. That skin was raw. We're like, ow, fuck, you know. But then after that rawness went away, we started to see aspects of ourselves now in ways that we hadn't seen ourselves before, you know? And so that activated us in a way that was not resistant to God's work, you know? We let them do that work, you know? And it got easier and easier and easier, you know? It's like, I guess they do laser treatment. It's like that, right? Doesn't it? Doesn't that laser treatment for fucking hair or whatever the shit? Or like dermabrasion or whatever? Where they fucking pressure wash your face or whatever? Sandblast it? Yeah, God started sandblasting. We're like, fucking damn, man, you know? And so, but now, it's like all that fucking heavy layers have been removed. And so we're just down to that last little bit, like getting our teeth clean, kind of, you know? It's just polishing it up. It's a little uncomfortable, but, you know, it's like we're down with it, you know? We're like, damn, man, God's got me looking good. And so we're also proud of the fact that we're like, and we didn't resist that. And so now I've got me looking good, too, on the inside. Wow. You know, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. How'd that happen all of a sudden? Even though it seems like eternity that it's taken me to get here, you know? It's like that kind of energy, guys. Good work. When we don't resist God, we get that sun card energy where we're highly divine and blessed, you know? It's like as a chosen one, we're given that sun card energy where we get to stand in that light. That is the ultimate light that is of the God Most High. You know, they teach us to be what we're chosen to be in the very first place, what we chose to be in the very first place, you know, what we signed contract for, which was a chosen one. And so it's not easy, you guys. And it's like the thing is, it's like what we have to realize right now with intelligence moving forward is that we've got them houses, those rooms available, okay? And so it's like, yeah, we're a big ass fucking inn, you know, because we got palaces, you know. It's like us, we're chosen ones, we got castles, you know. We're empresses, you know, we're emperors, and so we got fucking palaces, right? And it took us a while to get them motherfuckers cleaned in, you know. And so, well, we have to be mindful, you know. What's the purpose of that? We got to let God choose the what energies are given occupancy of those rooms. We have to let them choose. We got to say, hey, God. What's your best advice? That's what we gotta say. We gotta be like, man, damn, dude. Thank you for not taking my house. That's what we're saying first. You know, it's like, yeah, God, damn, that was a mess, you know. Thank you for just helping me, you know, like get to this point where now I know I look better. That's really powerful tool that you've handed me now, you know, and you've opened up all the rooms in my castle. You've given me the ability to really clean my house here on my own. You know, you gave me the proper motivation. So what do I do next? You know, because we could tell Father, we could say, hey, you know, man, yeah, we got ahead of ourselves and we got pretty cocky, and we just started to do whatever the fuck we wanted in a house, in a palace that's always been yours because you built it for us in the first place, you know. And so we were very disrespectful of like who the emperor is, really, you know. It's like we could be high priestess and king, and you know, we could be like that shit, emperors here on earth and everything, you know. But ultimately, there's just one emperor, and they own everything. Everything is theirs. And so when we come to them now after doing that work, I'm gonna say get ready for what God has in store for you, you know, and in a good way. Like this is a time now where it's not like get ready for what Saturn has in store for you, because you have it coming. No, I didn't like that. This is get ready for what Father has in store for you, and it's gonna be good. And you have to use that. You have to have that confidence of that sun energy, you know, and let them work in your life right now. And we're doing that. We're doing that, no matter how hard it fucking is. You know? We're sick and tired of getting whacked on the head. You know, it's like, you know, and disappointed, you know, and being enslaved and trapped by those situations in our life where we walked right into that, you know. And that's the thing, you know. We can't let somebody knock us in the head and take our house or whatever, you know. Like just move in and fucking leave us stuck with the fucking that baggage, that burden, you know. Yeah, man. Justice card, boom, bam, yeah. And so yeah, guys, it's justice time. It's justice can only be served when it's you know, it's like we've really you've done ourselves right. You've done yourself right. You know, it's like, man, it's been fucking hard. You know, it's like, I know, like, fuck, I know. You know, it's as a super empath, as an empath, it's very easy to compromise your own justice. You know, because it's like, you know, man, it's like there's a lot of people are. We really have to process a lot of stuff that people don't want to talk about at all. And so they can learn, you know, vicariously through our massive mistakes and our major big errors, because as a super empath, we mirror, you know, and so we're mirrors, you know, and so it's like when we feel the experience, like the lesson that somebody needs to learn, we are willing to kind of like we trigger that lesson, you know, in that way, because we mirror, you know, we take it on, like, you know, especially like when we're being used by spirit in ways that it's like a dual lesson for us, because like we could behave very karmically, but we get a divine lesson out of that, whereas a lot of people they don't get that divine lesson because they don't have that ability as a super empath to heal themselves through those mistakes and understand what it is, and then be able to see that on others, you know. And so what we're learning, what we're being taught right now, how to be the most just to ourselves, is that's now we become the teacher. So it's like we're not triggered as like a torpedo, you know. We're not in there to like shock and awe, kind of. We know already what we're walking into, you know. And so it's like our house, we've dealt with it, all them rooms, you know. And so it's like we know now, not just to swing, you know. It's like it's open. It's an open house for us right now, you know what I'm saying? And it's like ready to go. It's like there isn't even doors on them fucking rooms, you know. It's getting ready to be painted, right? And so it's like we know that, so we can walk freely in our space, and we can see everywhere where there's no clutter, because we've done the work to remove that clutter. That's us being just to ourselves. And moving forward right now, that's going to make us a very powerful teacher too, because it's not mechanisms anymore, you know. It's not, there's no way that somebody who has to also learn a karmic lesson can come into our existence and trigger us to have or like kick a door open in our house that we've been trying to like kind of avoid, you know, or whatever. And then that triggers us to behave in old ways that we've been trying to put behind us. See, we've already dealt with all of that, you know, and so we're no longer easily victimized or like shooken off of our path. We can't be. Our house is fully open. And so it's like when we deal with anybody, anything right now, what we deal with is only in trust, truth and justice. Because like we know that we hold the sword and we hold the scales because we've already weighed ourselves up on those ethereal scales. We know we've already put ourselves on the scales out there in the hands of God, and we weighed up heavyweights, okay, with swords of fucking truth, swords of justice, And so we're going to leave it there. You're going to treat yourself really good now moving forward, It's like really, really, really moving forward, guys, we're going to treat ourselves really good. And then whatever it is that comes in is going to know who and what it is that we are. And with this Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, they're going to know what it is, And so we could trust the Knight of Pentacles that's trying to make an offer to us. If what they are offering to us too carries value and is not from behind a closed door, because that's the way. Also with the Knight of Pentacles, you got to watch out for them sometimes, because they move so slow or whatever that they get into trouble and they get sidetracked off the track or whatever, And so it's like with us, our energy is very high energy right now. And so with the Knight of Pentacles energy, that's like, it's child energy. It's the most childish energy is like the page, it's like a real child is the page of Pentacles, right? This child, page of Wands, right? But with the Knight of Pentacles energy, that's somebody that maybe is like right now we're dealing with a lot of energies. Like we have had to be alone, and so we have to take full assessment of any offers that we do have that are coming in right now, because we know already we got vacant rooms, and so there might be a lot of there's always a lot of energies out here that are trying to fill space in your house so they can occupy you. You know what I mean? And so we gotta make sure that any of the energies that we're dealing with are in an honest energy, and we gotta let God decide how that energy comes in, because we sure as fuck ain't dealing with like any kind of fast moving energy right now. No, not at all, not at all. There's no reason to clean your house up just to let it come in and then get burned down immediately. We've been through this shit. We're tired of fighting the fires too. And so that's God saying that this is not the energy of what we're offering to the world. This is not. It's really not. It's the energy of now. That's what the world has to offer us. And so the world right now is really in that energy of they need help. And so are we going to help them? Yeah, we can help them, but to help them, does that mean that we're going to gather more nonsense, more clutter in our house that we worked too hard to get fucking rid of? And we don't want to go there no more. And so that's a good message. I gotta get back here, get back to work. Get fucking doing this shit. But it's what it is. Oh, Joe, I like hanging out with God. I like being in my garden. I like being in the forest. I like being in my house. I love being in my house because it's very clean right now. And so I'm manifesting that same thing together with you. And so that I know that you resonate with that. I know we resonate together. Or else you wouldn't be here with me now 28 minutes 30 seconds into this motherfucker. So anyways, I love me. It's like that's the affirmation for today. I love me. I love you guys too, because I can love me now. And that's a powerful position to be in, and we can't get knocked off from that. So peace out, guys. Have a good day today. Good